Hello everyone, welcome to my showcase of Pokemon Battle Revolution 2, my mod that I've been working on for a while. I've been working on this pretty much solo, but the one who I have to contribute pretty much everything to is PJ Sam. He's helped me with so many tutorials and things like that, um, and he's just been a huge help, and without him this wouldn't have been possible. Um, so what is PBR2? This is my new Pokemon mod that adds Pokemon from Gens 5 through 7. It's going to add new moves, um, which means like newer generation moves, and then also entirely new moves that I feel could buff certain types that might not do so well. I'm going to reduce the random unnecessary luck, like 10% freeze chance on Ice Beam, 10% burn chance on Flamethrower, just stuff that can really ruin a game. Um, I just don't think that's super necessary as much as Pokemon is a luck game sometimes. I feel like I don't know, that's just too much luck. Um, and also, we're going to be balancing Pokemon who are less viable than others, you're giving them new moves, abilities, and buffing their stats. And this arena battler is supposed to be They're supposed to have no game-breaking gimmicks like Dynamaxing or Terastallizing, Z-moves, Megas. It's not going to have any of that because some people really don't like that in the newer gens. So this is just going to be focusing on the classic stuff from Pokemon that pretty much everyone universally likes, and just adding new Pokemon. Um, there's going to be a couple new items for the ones that I can figure out how to make. Um, New items is kind of a stretch, which I'll go into later. It's going to add handcrafted Pokemon from Gens 8 through 9. Help wherever I can get that would be awesome, like in terms of actually getting the models. But as of right now, I cannot find them for the life of me, or at least ones with animation, because I'm not an animator, as I'll talk about. But yeah, if I could get help with getting the actual models with their animations, that'd be awesome. But for right now, I'm handcrafting all of them, or at least the ones that I feel are important. Uh, and since they're handcrafted, it's really just gonna be the ones that I think are the most worthy. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of appliance Pokemon, so you probably won't see Poltegeist if it ends up just being me handcrafting all of them. Um, So, yeah, and also since they're handcrafted, they're not going to be uh, all in the first update. And in addition to those Gen 8 through 9 Pokemon, I'm also adding my own Fakemon. Um, and these I'm practicing in Blender, texture editing and animating. So they're all very work in progress, and I have absolutely no experience on it. Um, this is pretty much my first modding experience at all, uh, and it's pretty much been through just trial and error, learning from that, as well as also just PJ Sam helping me whenever I ask something. Um, and so, what else? I have a little note sheet here because I just figured I'd just do kind of a podcasty sort of thing. So why did I choose to create this? I chose to create this game because I've been dying for a new Pokemon Arena Battler. Um, just one that the Pokemon really come to life, like Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness. And that really hasn't happened. I've been waiting for a long time, and it just seems like Game Freak's not using its budget to add in everything that people have been wanting for an Arena Battler. Um, so I figured I'd just make one myself, and I want something where all tools are disposable or are available for people if they want to use them, um, as well as just balancing so you can see, Parasect in games. Parasect be somewhat of a threat on certain teams, just giving everything some sort of buff to make them feel decent on a team. Um, Alright, so now I'll actually get into the battling, as well as I'll still discuss things. I'm not going to try super hard on this battle or anything, it's just going to be against the AI. Just showing off a few of my Fakemon, a few of my just Pokemon that I've added into the game. Alright, so no, maybe I'll play through everything and then I'll show you the actual Pokemon, and what they are. Alright, so what is the plan? I want to balance Pokemon and have every Pokemon have some sort of niche and a place on a team at some point. That isn't very much achievable in newer generations. Power creep is huge, and that plays into a lot of the role of Pokemon just getting outclassed. So I want to make sure that, outclassing can't really happen. That's a big task, so it'll of course come throughout multiple updates. And feedback from the community is always going to be nice. So yeah, and so here are two of my starters. Spleak is supposed to be like a little grass roadrunner, and then Barbil is a water platypus. I'd like to at least get to the back of each team so you can see everything. And as you can see, the animations, they're fine. I pretty much just have modeled them after Pokemon in the Sun and Moon rip. And they're not terrific, but I feel like they're passable enough for PBR. Some still have little jitters here and there, but I think it still works pretty well. What do I have on you? I have Shadow Punch on you. So this is Burbeak, one of the other just new Pokemon I'm adding. He's supposed to be a little owl. He's supposed to look kind of derpy. And also, these were some of my first designs too. I've designed a lot more since then, but I'm only showing you six Fakemon overall. I mean, 12 Fakemon if you count their evolutions. But yeah. Alright, so what else on here? Yeah, in addition to my live balance, as I've said, from getting community feedback and just playing myself, I'm also going to be actively adding more and more Fakemon and Gen and 9 Pokemon recreations. And hopefully revamped animations if I can get around to it. As I've said, I'm not an animator, but I know there are plenty of talented people who might want to help or do anything, so, I'm always open to talking about that kind of thing. I've already got a few people talk to me about it. Oh yeah, sorry. This is Bubba T, which is my little manatee Pokemon. Yeah, so revamped animations, and that's not just for the new Pokemon, that's for all new gen Pokemon. Just really anything to just make it look as good as PBR. It's going to be hard to make them PBR-like without a significant amount of skill, and I don't have that. But I'm going to keep going. And so things that I feel would be really awesome down the line but aren't achievable right now is new items, like entirely new items, like say like AV or something like that. That's not something I can achieve, at least with my current knowledge. Adding new Colosseums would be awesome. And also like new abilities, like say Glisopod's emergency exit. I can't add that. Like that's it's just not something that I have the skill to do right now. Alright, what else? Yeah, and then also just even more moves. Like some moves aren't achievable. Like for some reason Volt Switch doesn't work. I've used the same definition as U-turn, but that just doesn't work. So in terms of Fakemon, the way I'm going to be adding it, so I'm probably going to try to make the release a little bit bigger, or maybe I'm going to make the release just gens 5 through 7, and then see where the balance is, and then add these Pokemon in an update. But regardless, my first update with Fakemon is going to be very big. Oh yeah, sorry, this is we just killed off the other Pokemon there, but that was Mudmutt. He is going to be the. I guess I don't really have a name for him yet, but it's like a tiny dingo. And Kindlox is the fire starter. And as you might be able to see, some of them I haven't really been able to do much because they're just early designs. So yeah, for Fakemon updates, I'm adding new start in each Fakemon update. These are going to be like few and far between, but I'm going to add new starters, I'm going to add new normal Pokemon, I'm going to add new fossil Pokemon. I'm a big dino kid, so there's probably going to be a lot of fossils, and you can watch out for that. New evolutions to pre-existing Pokemon, new regional forms, new triple Evos, it is what I'm calling them. It's essentially, I guess it was kind of a mechanic that I thought of because it was, I don't know, just made sense if you were like playing a Pokemon game. It's like, oh, well, these evolve differently from other Pokemon or whatever. They have 3 different ways you can evolve them. And it's just a way to cram more Pokemon into the game. Like, essentially, one fish is going to have 3 vastly different types of fish that it evolves into. So those are the triple Evos. And they're usually going to revolve around the same type, but yeah. And also for Fakemon, the kind of goal is to add moves that, or not moves, add types that aren't currently existing. I guess I gotta change rules. Yeah, add types that aren't currently existing, to just add for some more strategy and make it so that they can't really get outclassed or anything like that. Oh yeah, also in my updates, I'm going to add. I'm going to finish the type charts for pseudo legendaries and evolutions. And the size of and speed of each update is entirely on me because I can't really give estimates on anything when, life just kind of happens and I'm in school, and that's most important to me. And this is just a hobby, but I'm also very passionate about this, so when I do have the free time, I will get onto it. So, the current state of game, where I am now, I have added nearly every full evolution Pokemon from Gens 5 through 7. Some I've left out, but I could add them later once I learn how to fix their problems, like Togedemaru. I have Cofagrigus on here, but I actually fixed him. Mimikyu is another one. And so those 2 at least are the ones I can think of off the top of my head that are problems. And then Fairy type. Also, one thing to note here, I could have shown off my new moves. I've already decided most of my new moves, and I've already added Fairy type I've also just changed up balance already, but that I'm not really showcasing today because I have to load in another save, and I figure I'm going to finish most of my Fakemon before I load that save. It's a weird process with switching it over to PBR2 from where it is now. But yeah, so, yeah, and I balance Pokemon according to Ultra Sun and Moon tier lists, taking note of loss of Z moves where that might be a big factor in why they're good or bad. And yeah, and Megas, and yeah, and of course that's a big jump. There's a lot that I've changed, and there's a lot that I'm still going to need to change. So fluctuations are going to be quite heavy when it comes to testing of this. So yeah, in addition to some new style moves, like I'm gonna add a fire nuzzle, I'm gonna add a poison nuzzle, and then maybe even a confusion and freeze one too. Those ones I'm still kind of thinking of. And Yeah, and I'm adding a lot of my custom moves to types that kind of need something new, and are just kind of lackluster, like Bug and Ice. Adding some new tools for doubles, which is kind of like things like Snarl. I'm essentially adding a Snarl kind of thing for the stats that I can play around with. I should actually be playing the battle too. So this is Sprint Tree, the Pokemon that I have right here. He's the evolved form of Spleak, and he's supposed to be a big Roadrunner. And then there's Platagas, who's the evolved form of that Platypus Pokemon. Or Platypus starter. Okay, yeah. As you'll see in this, I have a couple of Gen 8 and 9 Pokemon too, and I'm also just showing you some, or the Gens 5 through 7 to show you what those look like. And my main focus is just adding Fakemon right now. Wow, that did a lot. Yeah, so my main focus is adding Fakemon right now. And who'd be best? Probably. No, that didn't work last time I tried this. I remember doing this last time, and Platagas gave me big trouble. We're lost my train of thought. Yeah, so my main focus is Fakemon right now. I've added quite a few more than you're going to see here. In total, I think I still need to finish like a 9, and I probably have, I want to say, almost 20 done now. Like, by 20, I mean 20 not including their prevos, like 20 lines done. And then I might add even more to the update and just make it like a big first update, just to add a bunch of new tools for people to mess around with. Yeah, and so I'm trying to make them look decent, but I can't fix everything right off the bat. Like, you'll see, like, this is my Baxcalibur. His head just kind of like freaked out there for a second during the end of that animation. That stuff I'm of course going to keep looking at, and I'm going to try to update these Pokemon pretty regularly. And like, also, as you can see, like, I've done Baxcalibur, I've done Copperajah. They don't look perfect, but they look decent. What is he going to spam? But yeah, so one thing I do is I do also go back and fix animations. I'm going to go back and tweak Pokemon if they don't look the way I want them to, or I feel like they just don't, or they look lackluster or something like that. And yeah, because I want to make them look good. I want to make them look like they are meant to be in PBR. And so yeah, I want to have a lot of just like unique traits in some of these Pokemon, like, you know, giving, say, like a fire type Sandstream. That's not something I've done, but I'm just saying, like, a random, like, different thing, like giving a whole new type of an ability that hasn't been used yet, just to make some waves in the game. Why did I even pick Corviknight? I don't know why I did that. Yeah, so, you know, I'll be updating regularly, at least as much as I can. The way I have to do it is very weird, so I can't do it, like, daily. It's definitely, at the earliest I could do it, it's probably a week, if there's something urgent. I'm gonna roost and switch out. So, I didn't write it here, but now I can kind of talk about why I'm bringing this up. So, you know, this is my mod. I'd like for it to be accessible to anyone that wants to play it. Actually, maybe I'll stay in and just kill him. Yeah, so I'd like for it to be accessible to anyone who wants to play it, but I'm not going to be able to release it right off the bat. I'm going to need to do a lot of testing first. And anyone who wants to test or help in any way, shoot me a message. Um, I'm sure this is going to be a very long video because I'm explaining so much, but I'm really passionate about this, and I hope people enjoy what they're seeing and enjoy maybe what they're hearing too. Um, that we can generate some sort of movement on this. Because yeah, I'd like to get some sort of like tournaments going, and just get some real info on the balance that I could be doing. So this is Muskmelt. He's the evolution to Kindlox, the fire starter. And yeah, because I think this could be really fun if people want to check it out and almost make like a not a new meta, but just a new community. I don't know. I don't want to make a whole community because I like this Pokemon modding community thing a lot, and I wouldn't want to take away from that. But yeah, it's just something new to look at. So this is Chilliwaw. This is my Ice Owl evolution, or Snow Owl, I should say, evolution. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I guess I'm just gonna be trying to, just mutter in here, trying to figure out what else I can talk about that I didn't put on here. Oh, I guess, will I be releasing any more updates? Yeah, depending on who views this, or how many people view this, and actually like what they see. Because I mean, I'm actively doing it. It's just something I'm doing in my free time, and it's something I like to play in my free time too. So it's certainly something that I keep going on. And so yeah, if you're ever interested in actually like talking to me about this, whether you want to help make it work better or anything like that, or actually play in some sort of tournament, which I'd love to get a slew of people to do that because I think we could do something really fun with it. Just message me. And also, if you want to, I even put a little server up. I don't really have anything on there, but I have an FAQ, and yeah, it's small, but it's a start. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? Damn, I had one other thing I was gonna say. Oh, this wasn't it, but something I also want to note. Physical animations for these Pokemon, they're not perfect. I don't really know how to make them perfect. I don't know if it's just the exporter that PJ Sam has created like needs more tweaking, or I'm finding the wrong bones to assign, or what. But those aren't going to be perfect. They just look at least decent enough to function. So this is Manajesty. He's the evolution to my Manatee Pokemon. And, fuck, what was it? Golly gee. I am very upset that I can't remember what it was. I guess if we did end up doing a tournament, or some tournament or whatever it was, or just, random battles, people want to make teams, whatever, I'd love to do like a draft league thing. Like if you ever watch the GBA, I think it's called the NPA, and then the WBE and stuff. I love watching those. I think that's just, it's a fun way to do Pokemon. I guess you just kind of draft fully, and then maybe have like slots for mythicals. We couldn't really do tiering because I've already given massive buffs to things that are in lower tiers, so that wouldn't be great. But yeah, that would be at least the kind of style I'd want to go for. What else can I talk about? Damn. Oh yeah, also if we don't get to the last Pokemon here, I'll just show you. I guess I can give you numbers for Pokemon, or for the amount of Fakemon I plan to add in each update. So for starters, I mean, of course, 3, Grass, Water, Fire. And I'm still kind of debating if I want to do 3 starters per update, because that is kind of a lot. In the way that I have mapped it out so far, I think that's going to be 6 updates, at least out of what I've already written down that I want to add. Then for new normal Pokemon, I'm going to say probably 5 to 7, maybe each update. But when I say a number, it means the full line is that number. So like, say for Spleak, he is considered one starter, but that one starter is Spleak and Sprintry. And alright, yeah, fossil Pokemon. Think I'm gonna have like probably 4 per update. It's either 4 or 3. New evolutions, it's around 6. I think the first update, I'm planning to have 7. And then new regional forms, I'm planning to only have 2 per update, and that's the evolution and the pre-evolution. Or, sorry, that's 2 evolutions and 2 pre-evolutions. Triple Evos, I'm planning to have probably... No, not... Is it 4? No, definitely not 4 each update. Oh, there was another thing I was going to say. I remember... Actually, this wasn't even the other thing, but... Another thing I want to talk about, I guess, while I show you the last Pokemon here. Or I'll finish this, and then I'll do that. New... Pseudo-legendaries. Pseudo-legendaries, there's going to be 2 to 3 each update. And then evolutions is going to be 2 each update. And then, yeah, so the other thing that I wanted to say. This one is going to be kind of, I don't want to say controversial, but it's going to spice up a lot of stuff if I do end up doing it. It's something I'd like to do in the long run, just to really make this different from normal Pokemon. Is I'd like to add 2 new types, other than just Fairy. I would like to add Sound and Beast, if possible, and round out the types to 20. I've kind of mapped it out where I think it could balance a lot of types nicely, but... Oh, he's going to pick 6. I'm just going to show you Mudingo for a second. Yeah, because I think that could be just a cool way to spice it up. So I might have some of my generations a little bit more heavily focused on Sound and Beast if that becomes possible at some point. So this is Mudingo. He is my dingo Pokemon. His tail kind of is supposed to resemble... It was supposed to resemble a fist, but I'm not great at molding textures yet, so it's kind of just formed into a shovel. I know this isn't what I should be using, but I kind of want to show you the bad running animation. Wait, no, that looks fine. But yeah, it goes into his face a bit. So yeah, that's this little dingo boy. And yeah, the more people that show interest, the more I'll be open to showcasing things, or if people would like me to you know, keep things at least a secret until everything comes out. That's cool too. Um, so yeah, I can also give a rundown on like move lists and balance changes also if people are interested. If not, you know, I'll probably just stick to Pokemon reveals. Because I think that's just the most different when it comes to my mod. Yeah, so now I'll just show you the Pokemon. Give you kind of at least a basic rundown if they're not just like all-arounders of what their stats are. Oh wait, I should go to storage. Also, yeah, if we do tournaments, it's going to be very, very chill. I want it to, you know, you don't have to be super competitive. If you just want to meme around, that's fine. It just means you're not going to go very far in the bracket, hopefully. I mean, if you do, you know, I'll probably have to check something out. Uh, so, Spleek, of course, Grass Starter, Little Roadrunner. Also, these images do not work properly for some reason. We need to, I think we'll be able to fix that later. Um, yeah, Sprint Tree's Grass and Fighting. Kindlock's just Fire. Muskmelt's just Fire. Barbill's Water and Poison, and Platygas is Water and Poison. His bill's not supposed to be that black. That's like pitch black. That's not how it's supposed to be. So Bubba Tea's actually, I think Bubba Tea is supposed to be just water, and then Menajesty is supposed to be water and fairy, but this isn't my save with PBR tool. Mudmutt is just ground, and what was his? Oh yeah, his ability's Aftermath. I thought that was kind of a cool addition. Just because not a lot of Pokemon carry Aftermath, where I think it's a cool ability that could be used on more Pokemon. I feel like Earth Pokemon or Ground Pokemon makes sense. Majesties has Magic Guard. Oops. Madingo is Ground Fighting, and so also he has Aftermath. Burbeak, Ice and Flying. Chilliwau's Ice and Flying, and as you probably saw, he has Snow Warning. And then these Pokemon. So yeah, that is my little showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry this was so long, but if you're interested, hopefully you stuck around. And so yeah, I hope to generate some hype on this. If not, that's cool too. I'm gonna keep working on it regardless. But yeah, thank you.